Greetings, everyone. Welcome to a quick edition, a sad edition of the Wolverine.com podcast here as we do a quick recap of Michigan basketball season coming to an end. They lose 78-65 to the Auburn Tigers on Friday night in Atlanta. The first year under Dusty May has come to a close. This was a game where Michigan went down 30-29 at the half. They were in the fight. All you could ask is that they stayed in the fight. They were in the fight. They gave themselves a chance to win, and they come out in the second half and I won't say start hot, but keep scratching, keep clawing. And within the first 7.5 minutes of that second half, you hold a 9-point lead against the top overall team in this NCAA tournament, a group that lost it a bit of late, and we saw glimpses of what Auburn slipping would look like in this game. Unfortunately, what you saw and how it's juxtaposed against the two teams that'll play Sunday, because obviously saw Auburn tonight, seen Michigan State twice this year. Just not enough firepower, not enough depth, not enough shot making, not enough fearlessness from the guards. And Auburn was a deeper team. Auburn was a group that I think for a lot of this game played down to Michigan, and not that Michigan was some scrappy underdog, but it's a group that a couple of weeks ago they didn't think they'd be here. He just kind of got outclassed and outgunned by a 1 seed. And again, I know a lot of people will point to the whistle kind of turning when Michigan was up 9. What I saw down the stretch in that game, that last 12 and a half minutes, I think they ended the game on a 31 to at one point it was a 31 to 8 run. That was just a 1 seed flexing its muscle. That was a fearlessness. That was kind of an unflappability that got them to this point. And I think, and I'm going to keep this quick because we'll do the autopsy on this season. We'll put it all into perspective. But I do think in order to achieve something like Auburn's about to or has a shot to achieve, I think you have to go through some stuff. I think there has to be some heartbreak there. And Michigan needs to get better. They need to get tougher, need to get more physical, they need to shoot the ball better. There's not an area on this team or in this program that cannot be upgraded this offseason. And that work begins now. And we'll talk about all that in time. But, you can't have, so much was made about this being the Trey Donaldson, not a revenge game, but a game where, had a chance to get one over on his former team. He goes 2 of 9 from the floor. Not nearly as aggressive as he needed to be. He scored 5 points early, and that was a non-factor in this game. If you would have told me that Michigan had forced 15 Auburn turnovers tonight, I'd have felt a lot better about this game. Looking here at the stats, Vladislav Golden, that looked like November Vlad. 2 of 9 from the floor, 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Not physical enough, not good enough. 3 turnovers. He was minus 13. Reuben Jones was minus 21 on the night. Danny Wolf, again, that's probably the last game we've seen him play in a Michigan uniform. He scored 20 points. He gave them everything he had. He turned over the ball, and he had some bad stretches too. But, you came out of the first half with one of two takeaways. The first is that, okay, neither team's really playing well. You trust Michigan if this game stays close. The flip side of that is they're not playing well, and they're still trailing at the half. And we know that Auburn at any point could just flip the switch. Michigan finishes this game 5 of 17 from 3. Again, stylistically, that's not what they want to be. Dusty May wants to shoot a lot of threes. Dusty May, you watch Alabama play on Thursday night. I think what Dusty wants to do is a lot closer to what Alabama's doing than what you saw down the stretch this year. But it's clear, they're limited. They didn't shoot the ball well for 2.5 months out of the season, almost 3 months. It was really the first month and a half to 2 months where they did shoot it pretty well. And at this point, stats being what they are, a bit over their head in that respect. In order for them to find a way to win this game, it was going to have to be like that Purdue game where you got contributions up and down the roster from everyone. And outside of Danny Wolf, I know Vlad found a way to get himself into double figures. He had 10 points. Amari Burnett had a very quiet 10 points, I thought. Not enough from anyone else. Roddy Gale Jr., 7 points. LJ Kaysen, 5 points. At the end of the day, it's hard to chalk this up to anything other than you didn't play very well. It was an FAFO game. I don't need to explain that to the people who know what it means. And they found out. They found out what the gap, what the difference is between what they are. And Michigan was a very good team that won a lot of basketball games this year, 27 basketball games. They more than tripled their win total from last season, which last season was abysmal. So it's not, I don't even know if I give as much credit for that, but pretty darn good. Pretty darn good turnaround. You finish second in the Big Ten. You win a Big Ten tournament title. You make a Sweet 16. And when you make a Sweet 16, and I've said this a lot, you are a win away from being a win away from the Final Four. But when you get to this point in the tournament and there's chalk, everyone you play is good. And there's not a whole lot of holes, I should say, in these Auburn Tigers. And that's going to be a battle on Sunday. That's going to be battle the likes of which, because Michigan State at this point, they're special too. That's going to be a battle that I'm not sure Michigan is built for. And it sucks. It's sad. You don't want to make excuses. You don't want to sit here. It's just after midnight here on the East Coast. You don't want to sit here and make excuses and hang medals and give out moral victories and things like that. But that sucked, especially when it felt like with about 12 minutes left in this game, you had this team on the ropes. You just couldn't land the knockout blow. And so often this year, this Michigan team couldn't land a knockout blow, but still found a way to win and get out in the end. There's a lot of work to do here still. I think they need to get deeper. I think they need to get more physical. I think they need to get tougher. The guard play just needs to improve. The yo-yoing of Trey Donaldson, that's got to even out, or you got to bring in another point guard to compete, to make plays. That juxtaposition was pretty stark tonight, especially when you have a guy, Todd Pettiford. He's a killer. 20 points, 7 of 14 from the floor, hit just 2 dagger threes down the stretch. Denver Jones, 20 points, a terrific player. Janai Broom, again, no relation, though. I should claim him now. I could be a front runner here, right? He had 22 points, 16 rebounds. He's a beast. It's a bitter end. It's a bitter end because you felt like, there's a point late in that season where you feel like there's no way Michigan will ever win a game. They're going to lose out. And then you flip the switch in the Big Ten tournament. You win these 2 games in the first and second rounds. And then you feel like, well, hell, we're never going to lose a game ever again. And that is it's just an illustration of how quickly things can flip this time of year. And that's why when a team loses a couple games at the end of the year, it is what it is. Auburn did it too. They found their way because they have the ingredients. They have the pieces. Michigan's not there yet. They're not. I think they can get there. I think Dusty May will get them back. I don't think this year was a fluke. There's a lot of work to do. And I don't know tonight, minutes after that game goes final, how to put it in any other perspective than that. So I will get out of here on this note. Thank you guys for watching. A quick recap video. We'll be back Monday to kind of put a bow on this season and talk about what comes next. There's already, the transfer portal's open, been open for a week. Michigan can kind of dive into that. It has a lot of needs to address there. All of that stuff is available on the site. So be sure to look below. Use that promo code UM1 for 2 months of access to our site for $1. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more content. And thanks for hanging out. It's always fun to come on here and chat, but nights like tonight suck. So for the Wolverine podcast, I'm Anthony Broom. We're on to spring football now.